I need to get an approval of the minutes of January 24th and the 9th. Can I get a motion, please? Thank you, Camille. And a second by Betty. Any additions, subtractions, corrections? Okay, all those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Next, we're on to our informational items. And first, we have the Board of Health. Welcome, Monica.
That might be better. In your packet, you'll have the previous Board of Health minutes. Just want to highlight that the Cure Violence Global for East Bluff catchment area, the proposals were released and they are actually due back today. So hopefully we'll be starting the evaluation of that process and be able to award grants in April for that. In addition, we have submitted and last night the Board of Health approved our Community Health Improvement Plan. As a certified health department in Illinois, this is a routine item that we do, and so that process has also been completed, and all of our programs are now operational at their off-site locations that we have internet at our last location, so very big news for us. More than happy to answer any questions.
Yes, go ahead.
So I know the Cure Violence is due today, so you may not have them all. Knowing the procrastinator that I am, I would have turned it in at the last minute. But do you feel like you have a good number?
I don't know the number that have come in so far, but from the pre-bid meeting as well as from the questions and that we received, I am hopeful that we have at least a couple of strong candidates to support that program in the East Bluff area.
And you said the dental clinic is up and running at its temporary location?
Yes, the dental clinic, our WIC office, as well as our childhood immunization and lead testing program were all co-located in a space off of California Avenue. And that became operational on Friday and with some final updates today as well.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Care and treatment, did you have nothing? Okay. EMA. Howdy, sir.
Morning, Rob.
Good, how are you?
Wonderful, thanks. All right, so I believe you should have my report in front of you. So I included this month in our COVID report as we begin to close out our COVID, recognizing that May 15th will be our final emergency date. One of the things, while I'm talking about that emergency date, that we continue to encourage community partners as well as anybody who might still be conducting funding eligible activities, that May 15th that comes to a halt, and then encourage individuals that at post May 15th, now's a good time to start ensuring that your records and documents are in proper form so that if and when we're audited by FEMA for some of this, it'll just minimize maybe some work at that point in time. So I know at least on the EMA side specifically with respect to audit I don't want to say concerns, but audits that we're preparing for would be an audit of our resource management throughout the last couple of years or 3 years. So you'll see on here, this was just basically the PPE or some of the resources that we submitted or we distributed throughout Peoria County just in the calendar year of 2022. And so you'll see that we continue to see a large demand primarily on gloves as a resource that continues to be a difficult item for many people to attain. So we continue to have access from IEMA for that. I also included in there, we have a grant with our for our medical reserve corps, and we've got an additional nurse that has been with us part-time throughout pretty much a full year now, conducting anything from vaccination clinics to testing clinics to all sorts of different agencies throughout the community, from shelters to various church groups to you name it. Meeting attendance, again, as we've talked, we're kind of back into our routine, I guess the new normal for us as emergency management, and continue to do our monthly planning meetings with our community partners. Specifically on the training side, we attended some pipeline training, which is an annual pipeline training we attend just to keep us up to breast on what's going on, kind of emerging threats in that particular field, as well as damage assessment training, just kind of a refresher to ensure that should we have an incident where we have to do some damage assessment for IEMA, we're prepared to complete documents in the manner that they want, kind of expedite things. Equipment status, pretty much status quo with the outdoor warning sirens, to be honest with you. I mean, it's typical, just maintenance of 80-plus sirens. You periodically have one with the speaker go out. And it's not uncommon, particularly if you recall, this would have been the reporting period for probably like early couple weeks in January, potentially, or where we had quite a bit of cloud cover and there was some snow. So it's not uncommon for us to run across an issue with our solar sirens during that time period, simply because they're not getting enough sunlight to maintain the battery. So we did have that happen with one particular siren, and that's the redundancy, the importance of doing that polling so that we can identify that thing prior to an actual incident. So we, just general maintenance. Other than that, our standard grant management, we continue to do outreach whenever possible, or when we get asked, to try to encourage residents or community groups what they can do to be prepared. Have had the opportunity to work with the University of Washington specifically on some extreme heat preparedness things. And I actually did one of those today. It's not uncommon for us to be, I don't know if it's sought out, but we participate today with the University of Illinois Extension, particularly on some preparedness stuff within our county, and a lot of just kind of things I think they're doing in some of those research institutions on what we can be doing better, and so getting input from us as emergency management agency. And then again, just trying to keep abreast with respect to the proposed carbon CO2 pipeline that's going to be entering or has been proposed in the state, and how that might have an effect on us in Peoria County. So. And we're moved completely in, as Monica mentioned, Billy, all of the EMA programs as of, what's today, Tuesday? Last week, we are officially, everything of EMA is out of the Sheridan Road location, and we are operating all our functions from Civil Defense Road, including as we continue to distribute PPE. People are picking up PPE out there, so we're out of Sheridan.
Great. All right. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Just a lot of information. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Back. All right. Next we have the Regional Office of Education. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm tired. Sorry.
A lot of sports.
Lots going on. Go Lions. So that's what I put on my Facebook post. Braves check, Lions check, and tonight let's get Richwoods. They're at their first game of the sectional tonight. But it's such a high anxiety moment, and when it's so close, and then it drops, and then you go home late, and I'm trying to refocus today. Okay, but they play 10 o'clock Friday morning, first game of state. Couple of quick updates. Number one, we are hosting a meeting Monday morning on swatting. Okay, this is something I've never heard of. And about 3 weeks ago, I go to Dr. George McKenna, my assistant, and I say, what is swatting? And he goes, well, Beth, and then it happened. That is the incident you might have heard of in the Canton School District, had an experience with it, where someone calls in an active shooter and there is no active shooter, which is just, I talk about anxiety and what it does post-event to students' mental health. So we are partnering with Sheriff Watkins and some experts in the area, and we've invited some officials from the Canton School District to join us of what their experience was like, because we need to be prepared for this. It's kind of like the new bomb threat, although the bomb threat issue is still very real. So we're hosting a meeting on that on Monday, and thank you to the sheriff who, anytime we ask, whether it was Brian or now Sheriff Watkins, they just jump on it and help us with anything we need. Many thanks to Rebecca. I attended some meetings of the Regional Food Council, and this idea of what would it take for farm to table in our schools. I don't know, but she kind of does. And so we have been trying to like start to learn from her. We've kind of tossed out there to some of the school districts to see what the interest level might be, because there's some money available. And so we will slowly but surely be looking at that. I mean, my goodness, any way we could get local produce into our schools, I'm sure we can all agree that would be a win-win-win economically, health-wise, whatnot in our schools. And you probably heard the governor is a big fan of early childhood. So with the new release of that money and with our waiting list, as you know, we have 4 preschool all for classrooms. Just a reminder, there are 2 in Bartonville, and there are 2 at St. Paul on Knoxville and Forest Hill. We're gonna write for 2 more to up our total to 6. I know Valeska Hinton's waiting list is in the hundreds, but we have a waiting list as well. And so we are gonna write for that, and what they're now calling, I believe, early childhood deserts. So fingers crossed on that. We will be writing for that. And we have officially launched our parent initiative and are starting to take clients. That's the birth to 3 piece, where we're supporting mothers and small children before they even come to Preschool for All. Last but not least, just a reminder, our big open house is tomorrow. Please, please, please come see us. We will be opening up the Peoria Regional Learning Center, your alternative high school for Peoria County. We are located in West Peoria now at the Franciscan Center, and we think we are moved in enough and cleaned up enough and paint chips fixed to have you come see us. There will be cake. So we are open tomorrow from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and our students will be on site to take you on those tours. Ask them why they're there. Ask them what was going on at their home high school, why they're there, what they're getting out of that experience, what they want to do with their life after high school. You'll be really interested in what their answers are.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Anything.
And when does the courthouse celebration start?
Hey, that's like, I gotta wait for basketball season to be done
Okay.
for me to embrace the GMB. So the spring celebration kickoff is April 11th, I believe it is.
Okay.
It's like that Tuesday after Easter, I think. We will be at the Peoria County Courthouse again for Jazz Day, and then we'll be on the courthouse grounds. And I think we have 1 food cart.
Nice.
The Regional Office of Education asked Scott, we are on a personal mission to bring food carts back to the county courthouse, whether we got to knock on these restaurant doors, but because the arts is also economics, and some of our schools have literally told us that they won't come back because there aren't any carts. Now, how that goes together, I don't know, but they want their kids to have the experience of being down here, and there is an experience with no food carts, so we're working on it, but we've had one person apply.
That's great.
Maybe we could all do one. Like, we could all work together.
A food I have a hairnet.
I'm sure Monica fixes us up with hair nets. We could get a grill, pork chops. Let's go.
All right. Any other questions for Beth? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Next is Becca. Sustainability. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you. I just have a few highlights from the agenda brief that was submitted. Under electronics collection, I do have that the county has opted into CIRA again. It says 2023, we did, and 2024, as of tomorrow, I did opt in again. And so CIRA is the Consumer Electronics Recycling Act, and that is a producer responsibility program. I always put CIRA in here, but I don't really say what that is, sorry. And I thought with new board members, I probably should take the opportunity to do so. It is a producer responsibility program, so Samsung sells however many pounds of televisions 1 year, then the next year they're responsible for taking back that money and paying for the recycling of that. So we opt into that act, and it still is run through a clearinghouse and then funnels through the IEPA for accounting purposes, I guess. And due to our population density, Peoria County qualifies for 1 permanent electronics collection site and 4 single-day collections. That permanent electronics site is Kusakowski on Town Line Road, which I also wanted to note they're currently holding a reduced fee collection on televisions. Well, they're taking all electronics, but there is a reduced fee of $10 as opposed to $30 through March 10th. And I do have flyers on that, and I think it's been emailed out to everyone as well. But if you are looking for more information, just let me know, and I'll be sure that you have that information. Household hazardous waste event is listed for June 10th. Unincorporated Townships, last night was the first educational session with that Limestone Township hosted. There were 75 attendees. It was all unincorporated Limestone Township voters that were seeking information. So I think most left with more information than they arrived with. So the county is just there really to provide education and support to any questions that those voters might have in terms of recycling and waste reduction in general. Let's see. Landfill committee, the landfill budget is next, the next agenda item, I guess. The Regional Food Council, as Beth mentioned, we had 55 people attend on February 21st, and it was sort of a two-fold event. The first part, Ending Hunger Together, in conjunction with the Community Foundation of Central Illinois and their funding that they have going out to local partners, working in a number of different ways to address hunger. And then also looking, sort of helping to identify some of those gaps and where more collaboration could occur or what's just truly missing. And then the second half of that session was a Local Foods Purchasing Act listening session. Again, another opportunity for people to sort of collaborate and figure out where collaboration could occur to be able to take advantage of that funding and to sort of shore up any gaps. For the sustainability update, not much. I know Mark presented yesterday to infrastructure that the burner is working well here at the courthouse. So when I provide the utility information at the next committee meeting, I'll be sure to pull out some jail information, courthouse information as well about the courthouse burner, but also the jail feasibility study is done, and that will be it's being reviewed by us currently and will be presented next month. And that's all I have on that, unless there are questions.
Any questions? Nope. Okay, you're just gonna hang out for this next one? All right. Next we have a resolution. Can I get a motion to put on the floor for the 2023 Peoria City County landfill budget? Eden, a second. Jennifer, thank you. Okay.
Okay. So the landfill committee did approve the December minutes at their last meeting. There's another meeting tomorrow. But the landfill budget was approved in December. Proposed landfill budget for 2023 is $477,655 in revenues and $468,400 in expenses. Nothing really changed too much over last year. The trend continues downward for tonnage disposed at the landfill. And so Waste Management and FOTH, the consultant for the landfill, are projecting 165,000 tons for 2023. And it seems like that's about where we're going to come in for 2020, or where we did come in for 2022. The one main change in the budget where there is an adjustment is the gas collection and control system. A lot of upgrades were done this year, so the budget does reflect that. In that last year it was $30,000 for 2022, and this year it's $12,500. Again, since those repairs were done, less money should be needed.
Any questions about the budget? No? Yeah, Brian.
Are the tonnage, is the tonnage down because of recycling, which is a good thing, or?
That could be part of it, but more than anything, I mean, it's light weighting as well as the number of construction projects, and then some waste going to Tazewell County, to Indian Hills. It just depends on where the hauler actually takes things, but a lot of it is, reduced construction or and light weighting of products as well.
Is that because of is Tazewell County actually cheaper than us, and as far as their gate fee, or is that the reason why they're going over there?
I think sometimes it's proximity in terms of driving, in terms of where the route is collecting. if they're on one side of Peoria County and then picking up some Tazewell County, then they may go that way.
How does our gate fee compare to theirs, though?
I don't know that it's cheaper. I think we actually may be cheaper at this point.
Okay,
I think we're cheaper at this
okay.
point. A little bit, yep.
And when does,
Been some fluctuation.
when is not PDC, but what's the new company?
GFL.
Yeah, when do they take over? Yeah.
Landfill 3 is scheduled to open fall of 2024 at this point.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, it's unanimous. Thank you. Are there any public comments? Madam Treasurer, any public comments? No? Nice to see you today. Corner? Sheriff? All right, any miscellaneous? We didn't have a health campus update this session because we really don't have anything new to report. They are doing another round of value engineering. So I do know that Member Ruland has been involved and has been given some good feedbacks. So that was a good move by us. And so thank you everybody for prompting that move by the board. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.